Hello, 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 and welcome back to another video of, y'all already know, we be talking.
We be talking, what's the word? Everything you never heard. We be talking, talking.
So before we get into the video, let me introduce you to some of these beautiful ladies that well, let me just introduce y'all, okay?
Child, I am not beautiful today, girl. I was on the struggle bus for
Well, it's not about the beautiful. I just lost the words. But anyway, let me introduce y'all to these girls. Okay, right here we have the lovely Ave. Hello.
Nice. Hey, girl.
Y'all know, y'all give it up for my girl Tamara.
Hey, y'all.
I'm sorry, Tamara. You got that correctly. And you know, of course, my name is Sheikah. So listen, let's get into this video. But a couple things we got to go down. House rules. House rules. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Leave a comment below in the comment section because we would love to talk back with you. We do. It's actually us. You know, yes. We didn't sound like that yet. Well, we got somebody coming for us, but it's us. It's us. We're coming and we're talking. We're engaging with you guys. So we love when you guys come in on our videos. Also, do me a favor and share this with your mama, your grandma, your auntie, even if your grandma, because she need to know her G spot, even though that ain't what we're talking about. But if you share it, she'll find out. Because I think your grandma knew it all these years and thought she had no G spot. She got one. So with that being said, glory. Make sure y'all subscribe and share our video. Thank you, and we appreciate your love. We appreciate the dedication. We appreciate all the people that is on our channel and loving us and subscribe and becoming in this. Yes. Okay, yes. With that being said, I got that out of the way because we did hit 200 subscribers. And let me tell you something. We celebrate every single victory. I don't care.
Every glory. Hallelujah.
And with that being said, girls, today we're talking about dealing with rejection.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you handle that? And rejection can come in so many forms.
Many women.
I may cry. So that being said, let's get right into the topic, guys.
I may already have an example of
dealing
with rejection.
About dealing with rejection.
I do, y'all. So, I do.
You know, Ave, let's talk about you dealing with rejection. What's got you all worked up over there? Got your emotions running in a circle. Let's talk about it.
I'm trying to keep it together. But so guys, you know, rejection can come to you from people that you would never expect. Those that you feel that you could let your guard down with. Those that you feel would accept you and everything that you are and that would really just appreciate what you bring. And we needed we were discussing a topic and, I was like, oh, let me dig into my mouse tool bag and come up with a topic for my girls and I to talk about. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do this. And
Lord, anybody out there, she need a deal. She need to be on somebody's TV. But go ahead.
I came up with not one but two. And their responses were lackluster, but I still had hope that we might discuss some of the topics that I had brought up. And then even in my rejection, I'm a supportive friend. And when Sheikah came up with a topic, all of a sudden everyone was full of joy and full of energy, and they were like, oh, so we're gonna do that one. And
it's the voice for me. It's the bravado in the voice for me.
The vibration. But go ahead.
But y'all just pray my strength in the Lord that he would strengthen me and keep me through these perilous times. With rejection, I will have to say.
Ain't nobody rejected you, but go ahead.
With that, I will definitely say that rejection, I think, is one of the hardest things to experience in any relationship because to me, when I receive rejection, it comes to me as you are not enough. That's how I see it. Whenever I receive it, it's as you are not enough. And it's a hard thing to process, because then, though on the outside I put on this bravado as if it doesn't bother me, even though I got emotional in that moment. And I thank y'all for providing a safe space to hear me. I have faced rejection from friends, family, coworkers. Just any title you want to give. But
it's not supposed to be funny. The friends, the family, coworkers. I just kind of feel like,
because y'all are that trifecta. I think that when it comes down to rejection, one thing that I have learned is the fact that a rejection is not a reflection of you. A rejection could be that person honoring their boundary that they may have set for themselves. And so when I looked at it from that perspective versus oh my gosh, like how could you say that, or how could you feel that way? I realized that I was operating in a selfish way, because of the fact that I felt as if, even though at the time I didn't realize it, that my feelings and my thoughts and what I think is the only way. And if you come against that in any way, then, oh my gosh, if you don't like me, then say that. Like, oh my goodness, why are you still talking to me? If you don't like me, if you don't value me as a person, then you just say that.
Well, that's an interesting perspective. Well, I guess it depends on where the rejection is coming from too.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, if you're talking about being rejected by a friend, or from someone that you were in a relationship with, or if from my personal experience, I've experienced rejection from my biological father. And so the perspective that you just showed, I don't even think it's valid in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For other types of relationship, yes, that can be very valid. But when you're a father and you're rejecting your child because you're not a part of their lives, or you had no place in their lives, no say, no nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. To you, it's like, okay, for whatever reason you did that for, but to that child, that's rejection, because we're a part of the other kid's life. So what's with this one that you don't want to be a part of? What's wrong with me? What, am I not good enough? Am I not, what's the issue? So with that, that's definitely a reflection of his lack of ability to be the father that he was supposed to be, and not a reflection of me not being enough, because that's what I thought growing up. But I know better now. So what you think?
Wow. I feel like, honestly, their rejection comes in so many forms, from different people, different situations. Just like skimming over my life, there has been like a couple of times where I literally felt rejected by someone. And I think it is only valid if it's somebody that's important, because there have been times people rejected me and it didn't matter. It's like, okay. Forget you too. It's been that attitude. I don't need you either. I don't want you either. Or whatever. I ain't got to have your relationship. It's been that type of attitude back. And it has not bothered me. But with those ones that has really have stung, because like I said, I think we've all experienced it in some form or another.
Absolutely.
But the ones that really have stung and meant something, it came from people that I guess I could say my expectations of them was too high. I shouldn't have put those unrealistic expectations on them to meet my particular
demands.
I don't know, demands, or not checking the boxes of what they should have done or been, or whatever the case may be. So, and then you just said something that was like, their boundaries, for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Their boundaries and them setting their boundaries appeared to be rejection. To me, I took it, personal. So yeah, there have been times where it really bothered me, and the way that I dealt with it was through the Holy Spirit. I literally had nobody else to like help me deal with it. It was with the Lord,
Absolutely.
Because I can remember like him saying, you're gonna have to forgive and move on. You literally gonna have to forgive them and move on. Otherwise, this is gonna continue to stunt you. This is gonna continue to bring back. You're gonna continue to go in those cycles of emotional issues. You're never gonna let anyone else in. You're gonna always think other people are gonna do the same thing eventually, or whatever the case may be. Very true. Or this relationship that you're in, because there have been relationships that I'm still in that I had a form of, I felt like I was being rejected at one point. And then I chose to forgive, and we moved on. And so either that relationship was going to be stopped, or I was going to make a choice to say, you know what, I really want this relationship with this individual. I'm going to keep it moving. So it just depends on what it is. Like I said, I feel like rejection can come in different forms. I've had a situation where I was telling this individual that this had taken place, and nobody believed me. I felt like everybody thought was like, well, you making this up, or, or whatever the case may be. Nobody believed what I was saying. I took that as a form of rejection, because I'm telling you this is happening. So now you make me look like I'm crazy, like I've lost my marbles, or I'm the bad person when this is happening, or this has happened, and this is where it came from. And everybody was like, I had to make a choice, because it was multiple people that I was like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. And my grandma, bless her heart, she had so much wisdom. And, she kind of taught me through it. And it was her that was that person that helped me through that particular situation. And I remember, because I'm going to say that with that particular situation, I've never really felt rejected, because my daddy has always, been there despite some of the family issues. He never rejected me. My mom has always, been there. And then as a child, I really, when you go through certain things with other friends as kids, that stuff, you're so resilient. That stuff really, I didn't really get bullied. I may have been the bully once or twice. Let's not talk about that. One time on the bus, I was a bully. But maybe I really was. But I really didn't get bullied, I guess, because of my size and height. I wasn't a fat kid, but I was always a tall kid.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if that meant anything. I don't know. But I never really dealt with bullying or being bullied, I don't look at me like that. I did. I bullied this little white girl on the bus. Her name was Mandy. I'll never forget it.
So Mandy, if you're listening,
okay,
this is for you.
Make sure
I know your last name too. Her name was Mandy.
I ain't gotta say it.
Mandy Norwood.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we gonna hashtag Mandy Norwood on this video.
Did y'all see how they just blatantly rejected me trying to keep the young lady's last name out? And they, you see, this is what happened with when I was talking to y'all earlier about the whole, like, what we gonna talk about. This how that happened. You saw how she was gonna say it, and I was like, no, we're not gonna say it. And then Tamara was like, Norwood.
Say that.
Okay, well,
hashtag Norwood.
Nevertheless, I'm sorry, Mandy. I took my childhood trauma out on you, and I'm sorry. Those couple of instances, it's like, it's a few times I can remember, like, it didn't feel good. And I felt rejected by that. And a couple of them I don't really want to talk about. But I don't like the way rejection feels, to be honest.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
I have a question. Do you feel like one of the best ways to deal with rejection is not to keep bringing it up? Like if you keep talking about it, do you think that it opens up like a fresh wound and you feel it all over again and you feel, because I know, no, you laughing, but I remember like whenever I talk about my father, I get emotional and I don't know this man. I never grew up with him. I don't know him. I'm not emotional right now, but you know what I'm saying? Before when I talk, it makes me really emotional. Is that a sign that I'm still?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a part of the healing process. I don't think.
Well, what's taking so long? Because I mean, it's been 41 years.
Well, hold on, wait a minute.
No. I'm asking like, what's taking so? No. I'm just saying. Why am I still going through a healing process?
Well, I think that ultimately, this is me, and I guess I bet you can put your spin on it. Ultimately, I think, regardless of what it is or who is from, the source of that, I think first we need to know who we are, because knowing that I am enough and that whatever your dislikes or your issues with whatever that was, why you don't want me or don't like me or whatever, has nothing to do with me. It has a lot to do with who you are. So I think knowing that, and then secondly, forgiving, like ultimately, I completely ultimately forgive you for whatever and moving on. I think those two key factors, knowing who you are in Christ, like those two key factors will help you, get over that. But honestly, the trauma of, your dad not wanting you, that I don't know what that feel like. So I could honestly say I can imagine that being something hard to deal with. And maybe like Franklin said, maybe you need some counseling. Concerning that.
Counseling. When was the last time you called up your therapist?
I need to call
them now.
It's been a minute since I ain't called them. But anyway, what you think, Ave? Why you think it's taking her so long?
I think a lot of times we think that we are in the process of healing, but we haven't actually started healing. Ooh. All that we are doing is it's almost like we're just continuing to till the ground. You may plant the seed of saying, okay, I'm going to heal from this. And then you go back and you till it. And so you never have a foundation of where anything can grow, because you want to get, in my personal opinion, I think sometimes you have to really get to the deep root of what you were feeling in that moment. So let's say you were 7, right? And I'm just making up an age. And so I was speaking to a young lady who had a horrible relationship with a parent. And there were some things that she experienced with that. And I told her, I said, the reason why you're not able to move past it, because you're never going to get over it, because this was during your formative years. So it's not something that you will ever get over, but in order to get past it, I think what you would need to do, and I said, write a letter to the 7-year-old you, and everything that you could not say in that moment at 7 years old, as far as what you were feeling, as far as mentally where you were, what you were dealing with, put that down and actually read that to yourself, your adult self, in the mirror. I said, and you have to realize, like Sheikah said, what not like you have to realize, this is what I said to the young lady. What your father did to you was not a reflection of you, but you have to be honest in the active work that you are doing in order to be able to move past it. So like you said, forgiving them, and then whatever traits that you had to pick up during that trauma period that you experienced to help you be able to cope with those things, deal with those traits as well that were your coping mechanism. So then that way, as you're going through the healing process of, okay, well, you know what, you did X, Y, and Z to me. I've said you've done this. I am not okay with what you've done. And I am working to forgive you for this, but I am no longer going to allow your actions to emotionally hold me hostage as that 7-year-old girl in that situation, because I've experienced so much, I've grown so much through that. And so when I can look back at it as a lesson of, oh yeah, that happened in my life, but releasing the emotional attachment that you still have to that. Does that make sense?
I think what you said was really, really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where, like, for me personally, Because I didn't grow up with a feeling like, oh, I miss my dad, because I never had it. So I couldn't miss it because it wasn't something I had and I lost. I just never had it. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, my dad was here and then now he's gone and I don't see him anymore. He was never a part of my life growing up. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, so for me, it's different. So now it's like, and I think it's because, you know, when I got older, he tried to establish a relationship, but with him trying to establish a relationship, there were strings attached, or there were conditions attached to it, right? Yeah. And when I say conditions, like, okay, well, I want you to worship this way, and I want you to go to this church, and I want you to, and if you don't, you know, I really feel like you're doing this wrong, and this and that, the third. Which me now, I'm not interested in none of that.
Yeah.
Because like she said, I know who I am, I know whose I belong to, and there's no way that some man, because that's what you are. You're some man gonna come and tell me that I need to change this. You know what I'm saying? You had no hand, you had nothing to do with my upbringing. And if you wanted to, well, perhaps you should have been a part of my life, and then maybe you would have been able to mold me or teach me your ways. I don't know. You know? Yeah. So it's kind of, so I'm like, but I think maybe, I don't know, because I never missed him, or never, maybe
I think when I started, you should be, you know, just kind of ask, you know, Holy Spirit, what's going on in that particular area.
Yeah, because when we bring it up, and you know, I talk about it sometimes, you know, I find myself like being emotional, like, oh my gosh, why am I emotional right now? Like I don't see myself as needing my, you know, my biological father. I don't see
but in a sense it's still a part of you.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was gonna ask. Like, so when you said that you didn't miss him because obviously he wasn't there, but could it be that, yes, you didn't miss him because he wasn't there, but you realized that there was still an absence in that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you knew it was you and your mom and stuff, but you still recognize the absence of your father. Not so much that you missed him, because he was never there to miss. Not to say it like that, but he was never there.
But that's the truth.
No, but that's exactly
perfectly said. He was never
what
there
it is.
in the midst.
So, and I never, and you know,
okay.
I don't remember any time in my childhood when I said, where's my father at? I don't remember that. If I didn't, I just don't remember. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember just sitting and wondering. And even though my cousins and, you know, even my sister, you know, had her father, whatever. I never said, like, where's my father?
I think the idea of when you did get older and you guys did whatever that was, remember reaching out, he reached out, you reached out, whatever, however, and then to know that you still meant nothing to him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I think that portion, because I remember you talking about it, like, this is all that matters to you after all these years. I have children, I've become this, I've done that, and you're only interested in me accepting your God. So versus getting to know who I am, aside from that, like, there was no interest from his end. So I think that portion of when you did get to awaken that, of getting to talk to him for a little while, all he was concerned about was that. He wasn't concerned about you and his child, or, you know, to see what my baby has become, blah, 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 blah. He was more so just, there was no interest in who you were, your life, your children, or anything. It was all about, you serve this God, or that's it.
Right.
And I think that portion could have been an issue. Just like, man, this dude just really don't care about me at all.
Yeah.
Like, he just really want me to be what he want me to be. People that are that way literally have no connection to the true God. Like, they don't know love. So they have no ability to love. It doesn't matter if it's a child, a mother, sister, brother. You know, they have no ability to love, and they fed that selfish person on the inside of them all their lives, and that's all they know how to do is take care of them and be about them and care about them and understand them. They have no room, no space for no one else. And when a person is like that, it takes Holy Spirit to help them see others. And so, you got to chunk it up to, he just don't know no better. He literally don't know any better.
I'm chunking it up to that and to the fact that I don't want to deal with this. So I'm just not gonna, I don't talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm right here like this, like, I forgive you for everything. Yes, I moved on, whatever. Okay. But I don't want to sit here and talk to you every 5 minutes about, it's like there was one point where I was open and willing and ready to say, let's have a relationship. Let's do this. You can meet your grandkids and this and that, the third. Maybe you could be a better grandfather to them than you were a father to me. And I would give you that opportunity. But right now I'm at the place where I really don't, because I see how inconsistent you are. And me being a protector of my kids will not allow somebody to be inconsistent with them in their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to come in 1 minute and then if you ask them, where's grandpa? You be gone for another year or two. And then, no, you're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. You're either going to come in and be consistent or you don't come in at all. I'm going to shut the door in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But I forgive you though. I don't have anything up. Like, I'm not holding you in my heart. I don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I don't know. But yeah.
I think you are navigating it the best that you can. And I think that you do not need to put any unnecessary stress on yourself when it comes down to that relationship. Because at the end of the day, you are a little girl who did not have her father and still grew to be an amazing, empowered woman. And if he wants to have a relationship with you, then he will have a relationship with you based on your terms. Because the opportunity for him to be able to have the relationship with you based on his terms, as far as when you were a kid,
shit done failed. That
exactly.
Shit done failed.
And so now that we are here at the dock of my way or the highway, he could either dock his ship at the dock,
or he can keep sailing.
Or he can keep on sailing, because maritime law don't apply. I
think that is very well said. Now we must we're gonna acknowledge this, I mean, we don't want you to feel rejected, but
thank you very much. It only took 20 minutes, friends, like 20-30 minutes into this show for my feelings to be acknowledged. But that shows.
Very well said. Very well said.
Yes, very well said. Yeah. Have y'all ever been in a relationship, like a boyfriend or girlfriend or husband and wife relationship where you felt rejected?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let me see. Yes. I was dating this guy, and it was at a time where I was down and out, y'all. Like I was kind of struggling.
That thing turned up in a whirlwind. Okay.
I was kind of struggling, and I think it was from what I remember, and in his defense, kind of, I wanted him to be more. How can I put this where this don't sound like I wanted him to want me, if that makes sense. Like you saying you want me, I wasn't receiving it in the way that you were saying that you want. Like to me, it just felt like
how long ago was this?
Just words.
How long ago was this? This was years ago, right?
Yeah, this was when I was dating.
Okay, but go ahead.
Oh. But yeah, it was like, I want you to want me. And so he, in his mind, he's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, I want you, but it was like, no, you're not, because anything I do is too much. You know what I mean? Like, why you gotta be all of that, all of those kind of adjectives. That is an adjective, right? Yes. If it ain't, it's gonna be today. It's gonna be today. And y'all better not check me in the comments. I'm using it as an adjective. And it hurt. It hurt because what it said to me was that I cannot be my authentic self. Someone.
You had to be somebody else.
I had to be somebody, like being me if I wanted to be with you, just wasn't, it wasn't good enough. And like I said, I was reeling. I didn't really know myself. I didn't really know what I wanted, what I was looking for, type thing. Because I came out of a bad relationship and thought I was healed and ready, and got into this relationship, and I wasn't. I should have stayed my tail single. And so, yeah, and that was hard because I was worse off when the relationship ended than I was from the previous breakup that I had. So then I had to do my work over of, I know nobody validates me. Yeah, I know that I'm a strong woman and I don't need no man. Right. But when I want the man to want me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it was a very hard pill. I wasn't depressed or nothing like that, but I did shed a couple of tears. It didn't make the scale though go down. You would have thought with how much I was crying, but I still retained my water weight. But I did shed a couple of tears, over it or whatnot. But it did teach me that that's where I learned to stop people pleasing. And I started my journey of learning how to say, this is what I want. And I'm just now, and this was when I was like, oh my gosh, 19, 20, I think, because I was in college. But yeah, 19, 20. Because I was a sheltered kid. I'm gonna be honest, I was a sheltered kid. You know what I mean? My dad is a pastor. And so the grips were really tight. Like it wasn't like I was able to do anything. So then I was so, oh my gosh, just.
And when they let you go, when you got the college, did you just kind of like just wild out because you couldn't do nothing? Did you like twerk around and throw that thing in a circle with a bunch, or did you?
No, I didn't.
Did you kind of creep? Because sometimes when the grip is like tight, they just be like, hey.
Let me tell you, I tried. I went to a club because I was never able to go to a club, and I wanted to see what a club was like. I tried alcohol because I never was able to drink. And then it wasn't for me. No, I never did any type of recreational or drug or anything. I think the most that I did was drinking. But I just didn't like the way it made me feel. So that's why I don't think that was short-lived. I got a belly button ring. And then I was sinning, y'all. I was sinning. Okay.
You was a whole heathen out there.
A whole heathen. A whole backslider.
For a little while.
I'm just kidding, huh?
I said for a small time.
Yeah, for a small time, because it was almost like all I knew was, God. And so it was like, oh, this is what this is. Oh, okay. I tried it, bought the t-shirt, didn't like it. But I say all that to say, so since I was like green, as you could say, I was easily manipulated, man. Because I didn't know. All the relationships that I did have in high school were like sneaky ones. You know what I mean? No boys, I'm gonna be honest, no boys could call the house. You know what I mean? So it's like when we're at school, we're dating. But after that, I don't know you. If I see you in Walmart, my guy, you better keep walking on your aisle, and I'm gonna walk on my aisle. Don't look at me.
Hey,
don't say, hey, like how you doing? Because I'll be like, oh, stranger danger, mama. I don't know who that is. So it was kind of like that. So yeah, I think that's why it was such a heartbreaking thing. It's because since I didn't have that experience in a safe space. When I got out there, girl, they ravaged me, not like sexually ravaged, just when I got out there. Because I know how y'all think, and then y'all be wanting to comment on that. Not like that, but like emotionally kind of just ravaged me because I wasn't ready. And so, but now at my age that I am now, I'm enjoying my marriage more because I'm able to say, this is what I feel, this is what I like, this is what I want. And he's able to express, this is what I feel, this is what I like, this is what I want. And I don't feel rejected if I say I want this. And he's like, well, baby, that's not what I want. I'm not like you know what I mean? Like, how the freak can you say that to me? The Bible says that you found a good thing. If you found a good thing, you should do what I say. You know, now it's kind of like, okay, well, you don't see it how I see it. I can understand that.
Yes.
So, you know, where are we gonna find the middle ground for us? Because I know I can't move, you know, this way.
I remember this one time. I mean, that story just made me think of this one time Daniel had broke up with me after we had the girls. Yes.
What?
That was the worst decision he ever made.
At the right time.
That was the worst decision he could have ever made because it haunts him to this day. Not just like, let me stop. But he was adamant about like not getting back together. And I felt so horrible, so bad. But come to find out why is because he didn't have a job at the time. He had 2 kids and he didn't want to be like, with my baby. So his way of dealing with it wasn't more so rejecting me because he was like, I still loved you, I wanted to be with you, but it just looked bad for me, to your family, for me and you to be either way. It looked bad because you ain't got no job. Okay, and I kept trying to tell him, what does this have to do with me and you? We were so freaking young. He was like, I'm about to find a way. But he found a way. He went to the military and that was the end of that. But he was just like, I ain't got no job. I don't have a job right now. He was in between jobs. And he didn't want to be with me. I didn't understand that. So I quickly found somebody else to be with. I guess that was my way of dealing with rejection.
It's listen, one way to get over it.
Get under another.
I had him following me all over the Millersville, Georgia. I'm like, oh no, you ain't want to be with me, remember?
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was a bad decision. But
very.
That led us to a whole nother rabbit hole. We ain't gonna discuss that on today's show. But with that being said, I do remember that. But it was his way of trying to deal with whatever he had going on inwardly. And I took it personal. I sure did, because we were together and all of a sudden he want to be together no more. And I done had your 2 babies.
Right.
Not gonna happen. I done had your 2 babies.
It was a whole of 19.
And I was like, I'm still cute. So I'm finna go find me some men.
And did.
Okay, ladies. So with that being said, let us know if you enjoyed the show. And let us know your take on dealing with rejection. I mean, we just shared some of our stories with you. We think it'll be great. Also, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Last thing, because I didn't say in the beginning, click that little bell at the top. Okay, so you'll know when
at the top. At the top.
So you'll know when we get ready to post. All right, and so see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, talking.